For as long as people have been people, and maybe even before that, they've been trying to kill other people who aren't them.
The flake that you had broken off would be the spear point that you wanted. This was not a new technology for the time. Humans had been doing it for several 100,000 years by this point.
There were so many graves with multiple bodies, suggests that human sacrifice was definitely a thing, of some disturbingly bizarre discoveries made when excavating graves dating back to about 27,000 years ago.
Absolutely fantastic.
One contained the remains of 3 young people, including one with congenital dysplasia, one that was lying face down.
Hominin have been found, one in Israel and the other in China, the Homo longi.
They had fire, wood and stone tools, planned for the future, buried their dead, and had cultures of their own.
The University of Cambridge published discoveries that pointed to good old-fashioned ancient group violence.
So, now, I want to talk real quick. So, yes, as you know, we haven't done one of these in a while. The previous one, what we did was, I would say about almost 4 months ago now, and usually, which sounds like a normal time, but recently I realized that this stuff what we have been doing, we have been filming a lot of these. And I know it sounds weird, but there's a thing called not uploading, okay? So pretty much the gist of this is I've been filming a lot of documentaries, all kinds of ones, but they have always just been one of those which I don't really feel like I want to edit, don't really feel like something which I want to like do. I've probably changed my mind, some stuff might have been a bit offensive, and then I thought about, no, probably it's better not to upload this, because at the time it sounded like a good idea, but then when we actually came to filming it, it didn't really sound like a good idea. But I finally came up with a brand new idea, which is the Stone Age. Now, history has really been a vocal point of me, and I'm gonna talk later on in this video about all the history and everything about this. But I wanna also go to a museum, because of it's one thing to sit here and talk, like just talk and show some B-roll footage of something, but it's a whole different thing to actually go to a museum and show you the stuff what they did, the houses what they built, and all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna go to a museum. Now you'll see that later on in this video. So how I see this going, I'm gonna split this up into 2 parts. So part 1, I'm gonna be here talking about all the history about the Stone Age, giving you a lot of insight, and in part 2 we're gonna head to the museum. I'm gonna show you everything which I know, which I've read up on, everything which I can just read up over there on the signs, and then just tell you about, and everything and anything and everything. And then we also, if that video doesn't turn out, if that video doesn't have the length requirement, we might do something else, like, I don't know, visit like a cave or something. But that is at least as far as I know.
They are not humans. They go by the names of Nova Flame, Cadia. Do not let their physical appearance deceive you.
Your discretion is advised.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now you might see there's a few changes around here. We got a brand new background, which is not fully done yet. I really do want to put up a painting right here. And then we also have a scary table, which you fucking can't see, god damn it. Right. So we have a brand new scary table right here with all kinds of stuff like a skull. This time it's gonna be a bit different. So usually I talk about some sort of like thing what hasn't been which doesn't have truth in it, and we're trying to find out if it's true. Like I guess we went ghost hunting once, then we did conspiracies, we talked about the government, and we talked about all kinds of stuff. What we have talked about, all kinds of like mysteries, which we were gonna solve. This time, we're not gonna be solving any mysteries. We're gonna talk about something which I've been wanting to talk about for a long time: the Stone Age. Now, why do I want to talk about the Stone Age? There's a couple of reasons. Number one, the Stone Age is a very interesting part of time because that was the first part of our lives. That was the first, what can you call that? That was the first steps to humanity. That was our complete beginning. And a second reason is not a lot of people talk about it. I have seen YouTube videos about the Roman Age and all that kind of stuff, but nobody has talked really about the Stone Age and people and the caveman and you know that kind of stuff. Now, why haven't people talked about it? I kind of have a few reasons to it, but I believe the biggest reason probably is gonna go on that the Stone Age is a very hard topic to talk about, just because of there's not a lot of proof what they did and all that kind of stuff, and most of it is kind of speculation about what they did by looking at paintings on caves and stuff like that. That's like the only proof that we have what they did, but at least we can try. So I'm going to be talking about the facts, everything, well, not the facts really, but everything what we know about the Stone Age. Alright, let's get into this.
Possibly that as Homo sapiens were expanding across the world, these two groups came into contact.
We can think about ourselves as the only humans who have lived on this earth, but actually there were 6 different types of humans on this world, and we are not actually the oldest human species. Homo erectus lived over 2 million years before that died out. And where did all the other ones die out? No real examples have given, but most believe it's around, and don't quote me on this, but most believe it's around 10,000 years before Christian. That's at least what has been given. What's the reason to us not dying out? Probably we were the smartest species of humans. That could be the answer. Or then it could also be that there was a lot of fighting and Homo sapiens came on top, and that could also be it. Or then simply they just died out and we for some reason live on. Now, let's talk about the main Stone Age. So we can divide the Stone Age into 3 categories: the Old Stone Age, the Mid Stone Age, the Late Stone Age. Now, the Old Stone Age was mostly gathered around hunting. Now, hunting was one of the best ways to get food at this time, not because it was the fastest, but because we didn't know how to farm yet. Nobody knew how to do anything. Nobody knew how to grow fucking pumpkins. Although I don't think if they knew to grow pumpkins, I don't think they would do that.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
But still, nobody knew how to do that yet, so that was pretty much the only way how to get food. Now, it pretty much just went like this. Boys hunted, girls took care of their babies, and also took care of where they were camping at that time. So in other words, it wasn't very woke at that time. Because they always hunted and never actually grew anything, that meant that they had to move all the time because they were in one place, hunted there, and they realized, oh shit, we don't have any food left. So then they had to pack up and move to another location and then hunt over there and then move to the next location. Also, if you're hearing screaming downstairs, that's just the puppies, because we actually got puppies recently, or Lucy and Bella got puppies recently. So if you hear some screaming from downstairs, that's why, and literally the stairs is right there. And puppies is actually a very great segue into the mid-Stone Age. Now the mid-Stone Age was pretty similar to the old Stone Age, because at this time dogs were actually started using for hunting. So they actually started breeding dogs. They learned how to do that, and then they took them out with them and hunted, and at the low end they got more food than originally. And also fishing was actually learned at this time. There wasn't a whole lot of fishing, but that was still a thing what was starting to be learned. Now it wasn't just a thing that you threw your fishing rod into the water and hope to God there's gonna be a fish who grabs the fucking bait. No, that wasn't actually how it was done. It was actually done by spears at that time. But otherwise than that, everything was pretty much similar at that time. Nothing was really changed. Women were still taking care of the camp, and they were still moving a lot, and nobody really stayed behind or anything like that. Everything was just still going straight forward. Moving on to the final one, which is the late Stone Age. Now this was the most interesting part of the Stone Age, because now people started learning how to grow, how to landscape, how to do this. People started learning how to make food out of eco material, so I guess planting seeds. And because they learned the basic premise of farming, they stopped moving. Most of them, of course there was some people who still moved, and there was of course the shitheads who realized that, oh wait, I don't want to move, I don't want to start doing this farming stuff, I want to keep moving. Now of course there was those people, but then there was a lot of people who stayed, and then because of this, people started getting different traits. So it wasn't anymore that every man was able to hunt, every man was able to do this. They could actually start specializing in different stuff. So some people might have known how to make plants, some may have known how to make weapons, some may have known how to hunt, and they could help each other, and that is what created the basic premise of civilization.
I just like the sound of it.
Though tool use is not uniquely human, the sophistication of our tools and our degree of reliance upon them sets us apart from other species. So when did human toolmaking begin? And why? And what does it tell us about the evolution of our ancestors? Like fossils, stone tools can be dated by geochemical analysis of the sediment layer in which they were buried.
Alright, so why did I show you that, you might be wondering? To really get a grip on what we're doing, I really do want to do something pretty cool. And something which I've been interested in doing is, well, we know what comparing means. We watch a lot of people compare stuff, like comparing different phones to each other, but I want to compare something very old to something very new. So what we're gonna do is we are going to compare a Stone Age axe to a today modern standard normal American axe, because I feel like it will be interesting to see where this started from and how they're different from each other. So I actually got this idea just now while I was thinking about what we could do for this, and I got this idea and I feel like it's a very good idea. So come here, I want to show you this. So here we have a Stone Age, I assume it's just a Stone Age tool, but I assume this is an axe just because of, you can see the sharp edge on it. It's a very cool looking one. So this is what we're gonna do. So today what I'm gonna be doing is ordering this, and then when it arrives, I'm gonna go get the real axe, or well, not the real axe, but these days, the axe from a modern day axe from the shed, bring it here, put them side by side, and then we're gonna compare the differences. I feel like that would be a lot of fun to do. So I did a lot of searching. Now what I realized was when I was on Etsy, because originally I was gonna buy from Etsy because that's a trusted source to buy stuff from. I found out that real Stone Age axes, I should have known this, real Stone Age axes can go for over $500. Yeah, I'm not joking. So we're buying a replica. So let's go to the light here so we can actually see what we're doing. The light, it's a fucking phone. Alright, so there's a couple of sizes here. So there's a very big one and there's a bit of a smaller one. I think I'll take this one. Alright, after a bit of deciding, I think I'm gonna go for this one. I think that will be the smartest one to go for because it's still on the cheaper side, but it's a bit bigger, so I'll add this to basket. Alright, so we just finished ordering it, and it didn't specify how long it will take, but what we'll do right now we'll just cut and until it arrives, and then we'll do the complete review and everything like that. But now I guess the next thing what you'll see is the museum. Let's go.
This is the hour, the darkest place. Dante's Inferno, the devil's maze. It's a good world, good world gone bad.
We'll talk about that later, so... Okay, fuck. So this is going well, isn't it? Some stuff farts. This is not going well, is it? Series. Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to another video.